We will begin seated. You may sit on your knees or sit in a cross-legged comfortable position. Either way, begin to settle in. Begin to absorb your tailbone into your feet or the earth. Feel your spine stacking, one vertebra on top of the other, and honoring the natural curvature. Your navel slightly turns in, engaging back into the spine, and your collarbones are broad, your shoulders are back and down, hugging the back body, and the crown of your head shines up towards the sky. Notice if bringing awareness to the spine creates a little extra length. Close your eyes and take a deep breath into the lower back and the belly, and allow it to spill over into the rib cage and the heart and the chest, expanding, and exhale as you let go. Take your fingertips out beside you and inhale as you float your arms out, up and overhead, collecting the energy. And exhale as you bring your hands to heart center. Gently close your eyes and bow down to your hands. And thank yourself for taking this few minutes here on your mat to find a little stress relief. Bring your hands by your side, and you may open your eyes if you wish or keep them closed. We'll take a few gentle neck stretches as you drop your right ear towards your right shoulder, being mindful not to let the shoulders creep up and keeping them relaxed and down. And if you can ground the fingertips, your left fingertips to the side of you to deepen the stretch. If you wish to stay here, please do so. Otherwise, join me in clasping your left wrist with your right hand beside you, ever so gently pulling down to deepen the stretch through the neck and the traps and these muscles that get so tight and hold cold and collect a lot of our stress. Breathe in through the neck, expanding the left side of the body. Maybe beginning to explore tucking your chin to your chest, still staying over to the right side. And unroll the head through center. And you can use your fingertips to help you bring it back up. Again, we'll take a deep inhale as the arms float out, up and overhead, filling the body with air, and exhaling the breath, bringing your palms to heart center. Fingertips find the floor, and we'll drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Again, being mindful that they haven't crept up and keeping them back and down. And allowing gravity to lengthen the space between your right ear and your right shoulder. Maybe you feel this through the neck, maybe the upper back or chest, shoulders. Just opening everything up. And again, if you wish to stay here, please do so. Otherwise, go ahead and clasp the right wrist and extend the arms down towards the tailbone, towards the earth. Deepening the stretch. Not so much a pulling, but just allowing the weight of your arms to lengthen the space. Allowing the deep inhales to roll in through the belly and the chest. And then leave your body through the chest and the belly. Breathing into that space in your neck and your shoulder. Allowing your upper body to just open up and release. Begin to tuck chin into chest over by the left side. Or just exploring any angles or movements that feel good. Just be mindful not to take your head back behind you. And roll your head through center. And use your fingertips to lift your head back up into place. Again, inhale as the arms float out, up and overhead. And exhale, hands come to heart center. Moving forward, we'll melt into child's pose as your knees come about as wide as the yoga mat or together, big toes to touch behind you, and melting the hips back onto your heels, and melting the head, chest, and shoulders, whatever lands to the earth, allowing it just to melt down. Your elbows can be lifted if you'd like to find a little more activity, or release to the earth if you feel like melting down and taking a more restorative approach. Deep inhale as the breath fills the lower back and the belly, and the upper back and the chest. And exhaling, allowing your hips to melt a little bit further into the mat, into the heels. With every inhale, can you notice how the spine lengthens as you fill the lower body, the lower torso, and then the upper back and chest? And exhaling, melting down to the earth. Bringing your awareness to the space in between your eyebrows, your third eye center. Bringing your awareness to any thoughts that might be coming up. And just gently rolling side to side on your forehead, giving that area a little massage, giving your thoughts a little massage. Just bringing some gentleness, and releasing some of that tension. Brought on by your thoughts or by your day, just letting it go, letting it spill to the earth, releasing it to your mat. Just letting it absorb and leave your body, and leave your mind. And settle back into stillness. Begin to ground your fingertips, ground your hands into the mat. Inhale, lift the head and chest. And exhale, bring yourself up forward onto your mat. Keeping the hands and the feet where they are. Begin to drop the belly. Inhale, look up, arching through the back, dropping the chest through the shoulders. And exhale as you tuck your navel in towards your spine and you round back, melting back towards your heels into child's pose. We'll keep this flowing as you inhale, shining the chest forward, dropping the belly, arching the back. And exhale, rounding the spine, melting back towards a child's pose. We'll take that 2 more times at your own pace, maybe stopping at any little places that call to you. And as you exhale back, really pushing through that space in between your shoulder blades. Can feel really good. Last time, inhaling up towards a cow pose and exhaling back, rounding through each vertebra, really flossing through the spine. Excellent. Inhale, bring yourself forward. Now taking your palms underneath your shoulders and your hips underneath your heels, your knees underneath your hips, into tabletop. Take a moment to pull that belly button towards the spine, engaging your core, supporting through the lower back. We'll take a gentle twist as you inhale the right arm to the sky, and exhale, thread it through underneath that left arm, and bring your right temple to the floor. You can extend your left arm in front of you and gaze up underneath the armpit, or place a block underneath your forehead if the mat feels a little too far away. Keeping your hips over your knees, all in alignment. And if you wish to deepen, inhale that left arm up and drop it over your lower back, reaching towards that right thigh. Opening the chest, opening the upper back, and melting down. Being mindful to keep length through the spine, not just dumping here. One more deep breath all the way to the tailbone. And exhale, melt a little bit more onto the mat. Begin to inhale that left arm back to the floor. And we'll slide a little bit forward, keeping the arm where it is onto the belly. So your right arm is still thread underneath. And just melt to the floor. Maybe extending that left arm ahead. If this is too much, just back off. But just keeping that arm thread through, stretching through the shoulders, the triceps, the biceps, the upper back. And just using the weight of your body to melt. Couple more breaths here. Your right palm is shining up, open towards the sky. Your neck is relaxed. Maybe your forehead, again, pours onto the earth, letting something go. Inhale, begin to look up. And bring your right arm out to a T to the side. Keeping that right palm in line with your shoulder, maybe just checking here. And we'll take a chest stretch as your palm plants into the earth and you roll onto your right side. Your legs can be stacked, or you can bring that left knee up and over. Stretching through the chest. If this feels good, stay here. Or you can bring that left arm again on top, draping it over your lower back, the small of your back. Chest is open. Your shoulders are down and away from your ears. And your right temple lays on the mat. Deep inhale through the chest. And exhale, begin to come back onto your belly. Take your palms and rest your forehead onto your palms and let your heels just splay out to the sides, releasing through the lower back. Maybe even finding some hip movement side to side, if that feels good. And back to stillness. Slide your palms next to your chest. And inhale, baby cobra, using your back muscles, planting your toes into the earth to lift your chest and your head. Exhale, back to the mat. And push yourself back through a child's pose. Just for a moment, round up forward, hands and knees. One breath here to settle in. Pulling the navel towards the spine, and exhale through the mouth, let something go. We'll take that same sequence on the other side. As you inhale, left arm to the sky. One breath here to lengthen a little longer through the arms, stacking one shoulder on top of the other. And exhale, thread it through. You may extend that right arm if it feels good. Again, or place a block underneath your left temple if the mat feels a little far away. Lengthening through the spine. And if you want to, drape that right arm on top of your lower back, reaching for the left thigh crease. This helps to open the chest and deepen this little twist. Detoxifying some of the organs. And giving them a gentle massage and compression. One more deep inhale all the way. And exhale, melt to the mat a little more. Inhale as you unwind your right arm and move forward onto your belly, keeping that left arm thread through. And lower your forehead onto the mat. See if you can let go of any places that you're holding on to that don't need to be held. Maybe it's the jaw, maybe letting your tongue fall from the roof of your mouth. Maybe releasing a little bit through the hands. You can gently wiggle the fingers to remind yourself to let go. No gripping, just melting down. One deep inhale here. And exhale. Begin to bring yourself back up and bring that left arm out to the side in line with the shoulder. Begin to press yourself up onto your left side and maybe taking that knee behind you, opening up through the chest. Take any variation that you'd like to, maybe trying something different or staying the same on the other side, just noticing any differences without judgment. In this practice, we're allowing our head to touch the earth. If it helps you, just envision letting those thoughts, letting those rushing mind moments just spill to the earth. The earth is here to help us and support us, not only physically but mentally. One more inhale here. And exhale, unwind, bringing yourself forward. And again, make that little pillow with your palms. And rest your forehead into your fingers. And letting the spine come back to normal, come back to neutral. Again, sliding your palms next to your chest and inhaling up, baby cobra. Exhale back towards a child's pose. And coming forward, planting the fingertips, tucking the toes, and slowly pressing yourself up and back into a downward facing dog. Hips lift towards the sky. Hands are shoulder width apart, feet are hip width distance apart. Maybe bending in the knees and extending as you mount your heels towards the floor. Long spine. You're welcome to pedal out through the feet or find stillness, whatever suits you best today. Inhale, the right leg high. Exhale, begin to look forward and sail your right knee through your hands. We'll find pigeon pose as you walk that back left knee back a little bit. Coming onto your fingertips, puffing up the chest. Bringing your right hip back into space and your left hip forward. And exhale, melt down to the floor. To any degree that you wish today. Maybe the forehead finds the earth. Maybe you stay up on your forearms or find a block or a bolster. Just letting go. We store a lot of emotion and tension in our hips, so this pose can be quite intense. And just sitting with it and breathing with it. If you find your mind begin to wander, just come back to the breath. Can you extend your exhale to be a few counts longer than your inhale to assist you in releasing through the hips? One more deep inhale through the nose. And open mouth, exhale. Let something go. Inhale yourself back up. And exhale, lift the hips back up into a downward facing dog. Take any wiggles you wish, or pedals, to bring that blood flow back into the right leg. You can round forward into a plank, you can push it back up into a downward facing dog, really whatever feels good, yogi's choice. Come back to stillness and inhale the left leg high to the sky. And exhale, begin to bend the knee and sail the left knee through the hands. Finding pigeon on the left side. Walking that right knee back into space. Inhale here to puff up the chest. And exhale, melt down. Again, can you extend the exhales a few counts longer than the inhales? And with every exhale, can you mount a little bit more into the mat? At some degree, can you ground your forehead? Maybe you bring it to your thumbs, maybe to a block or the mat. And just setting the intention to let go of this space. Relax that little furrow that comes about. This practice is really about just letting go and releasing some of this fast-moving energy and tension and things that are coming up around us. Just being there with it and knowing how to take care of your body and your mind and your space first before all else. One more deep inhale through the nose. Open mouth, exhale. Inhale, bringing yourself back up. And exhale, tucking the toes, lifting yourself back up into a downward facing dog. And again, here are a few breaths just for you to take any movements that are calling in your body. Maybe hip circles, maybe coming down to your knees, maybe a child's pose. And when you're ready, come down to your knees. And we'll move on to our sit ball, onto our seat. Coming to about the middle of your mat, planting your feet, your knees are bent, and use your core to roll yourself down one vertebra at a time. Hug your knees into your chest and roll side to side, gently massaging your lower back. And plant the feet on the earth, the knees are bent. Feet are about hip width distance apart. Plant your hands into the earth, hugging your triceps in and down, forearms are pressing down. Press down through the big toes and all four corners of the feet. We'll take a bridge as you inhale, lifting your hips up to the sky. Neck is long, your shoulders are back and down. Gaze is directly in front of you. Maybe you clasp your hands and come up a little higher as you bring your shoulder blades closer together, coming up onto the tips. Inhale here, lifting the hips just a little higher, squeezing the glutes. And exhale, melt down one vertebra at a time. Again, taking those knees to chest. And reaching for the outside edges of the feet or the big toes or the knees. If you find your tailbone has lifted, coming into happy baby. Find some playfulness here in your last pose of the day. Maybe extending one leg and then maybe the other. Allowing the knees to come down towards the armpits, using the weight of the hands.
Inhale, curl yourself up into a little ball, hugging in your knees, squeezing everything here. Inhale and exhale. Release. Into Savasana, let your legs extend, your arms come out to the side, palms facing up, take up space. Final resting meditation, Savasana. I highly encourage you to spend a few moments here in this final resting meditation. And find a moment of gratitude for making it to your mat today to let go of some stress and get into your body. I will leave you here to lay as long as you wish or as long as your day allows. And again, my name is Jeannie. Thank you so much for sharing your practice with me today. Namaste.